look, I know people talk shit that Minecraft doesn't get updated or whatever, right? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't need to, and I'm glad that they do add shit. But still, Minecraft employees are really underpaid. Minecraft devs admitted that they've cried in restaurants sometimes because of how much Microsoft restricts their ideas most of the time and implies change as always. Wait, really? We really? There's a video? Okay. Okay, I'm interested because wait, what? Why would they do that? You literally have an infinite money machine. I mean, it's Microsoft. What were we expecting? Holy, 1 hour long. I'm interested. Let's see. This is very interesting. Why, like, look at like it's Minecraft. You don't have to do much. You literally could just leave it alone. It's going to make money.
Once every game developer's dream. Right until it was bought and swallowed by Microsoft. According to the lead developer, Jeb, there were colleagues who openly cried in the office. Not much got done that summer. We discovered the outdoor cafe around the corner and talked about various horror scenarios working for Microsoft.
So they're gonna give us a deadline of 3 days to make $5 billion?
All three...
What? Wait. What? 3 days for 5? What the fuck do you mean? What do you... Okay.
Caucasian founders left the company within months. Microsoft added stressful new performance targets.
Increase the audio a little? Sure. Hold on. Hold on. Let me know if it's good.
And the next time you think of a silly Easter egg, you're gonna have to ask your boss to get a free...
Let me know how it is.
And talked about various horror scenarios working for Microsoft.
So they're gonna give us a deadline of 3 days to make $5 billion?
Okay, there we go.
All three Caucasian founders left the company within
Yeah.
months. Microsoft added stressful new...
Okay, wait. Minecraft expansion quarter. So 2025 quarter 1, expansion Minecraft Live spring drop, brand collaboration expansion. Quarter 2, the Minecraft movie summer drop, fall drop. Quarter 3, Minecraft movie streaming, brand collaboration. Okay. New game content.
performance targets. And the next time you think of a silly Easter egg, you're gonna have to ask your boss to get approval from the boomers in Microsoft's various departments.
That is the thing. Yeah. The fucking bureaucracy of it. It's so ass. It's Minecraft, for fuck's sakes.
Since Microsoft's time zone is 9 hours behind Mojang's, the Mojang employees had
Yeah.
to stay late into the night for infuriating meetings.
True. Wait, that's actually so ass. That is actually so ass. They limited the creativity of the devs so much. Yeah, but also keeping them fucking up for that long when they're in the fucking hell. Fucking hell. Can't y'all, like, at least travel there or, like, have them travel? You know, pay for, like, a hotel, plane? There's a lot you can actually do rather than just having them stay fucking up.
And felt constantly pressured to defend our work. We had a meeting shortly after the acquisition where I was upset about a proposal to add tornadoes to the game. How fun is it if a random weather event comes along and destroys what you've built? And Microsoft didn't just add pressure. The game's founder, Notch, started a tradition to give every employee a $12,000 Christmas bonus. Many were fine with lower base pay because of it. And guess what Microsoft's did?
I see. Okay. You know what? Why are we surprised? It's Microsoft. Look, right now, like even now, Sony is having the biggest PR disaster that they've had in ages. And somehow Xbox is still fumbling it. Somehow.
They got it! Obviously, executive bonuses stayed nice and high.
Ah, yes, of course. Of course. Oh, why wouldn't this happen? Of
I know.
course.
Mojang employees work in one of the most creative jobs on Earth, and instead of letting their
Yeah.
ideas shine, Microsoft filters them
Oh.
through 300 layers of corporate bullshit. But to be fair, as far as corporate jobs go, this isn't remotely unique to Mojang.
Yeah.
At least until you add the other.
Oh? Yeah, that is the one thing, right? Like I will say this, look, the one thing I will say about going with like big publisher, right? So here's the thing. Creativity is good and all. For sure, right? I think we can all agree on that. However, there does come a point where you stop having a vision and you just keep on making without a purpose, right? Increase the audio again. Fine. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Okay, it should be good there. But anyway, so creativity is good, right? We all know this. However, there is a thing that happens when a creative just keeps on going and there is no direction. We've seen this happen before, right? Or it just takes forever to get done, right? And so the one thing that, a big publisher or corporation can do is keep you focused, right? That is the one thing that they are able to do. However, definitely do think that they should be more hands off. It's like, hey, you got the schedule, we'll help you out, we'll let you do what you want, but hey, make sure you get this done. I feel like that is a like if like an indie dev or studio does want to go with a big publisher, I think that is the most ideal situation. Now, granted, of course, we know that that's not what happens a lot of the time, right? But it's more of the hopeful thing that we would rather want to happen, right?
Announced concept
But anyway.
features for the 1.19 update, they weren't able to finish them all because of unsustainable workloads. They
Okay.
even admitted this publicly. Now, they probably shouldn't have announced it anyway, but the community harassed
Okay.
the developers on social media. I'm so fucking done with Minecraft! Some of the more public-facing employees even got death threats.
Oh, come on. Oh, fuck off. Uh, man, I hate children sometimes. And man, children to be exact. Fucking hell, really? Why attack the devs like this? Unless they are a literal criminal. Come on now. Come
The
on.
community manager made a post about how harassment doesn't help anyone.
Yeah, wait, hold on, let me see. Hi there, everyone. With the RC release, we want to reach out and address two things. First, we know that there has been pushback to the player reporting system that is being introduced in this next update. We appreciate and value your feedback, but it does not mean that feedback will always change the design principles of Mojang adheres to. This includes the upcoming reporting system. Second, while we understand this may not be the answer some of you were hoping for, we are not planning on changing it. There have been some folks following Mojang employees around here on Reddit, responding to unrelated posts from them and commenting about this system. Please understand that this behavior does not encourage employees to reach out to the community, nor will it bring about changes you're wanting. If you feel strongly about something in Minecraft, please tell us in the appropriate location, such as threads, because we want to hear what you have to say. However, harassment does not help anyone, not the devs who receive it, nor the players who are passionate about an upcoming change. We want to maintain a constructive and open dialogue with you, and this kind of behavior inhibits that. Oh, 1.9K downvotes. Oh, ooh, ooh, that hurts. Ooh, that hurts. Ooh, but I mean, he is right. It takes a lot for a company to reverse a situation, especially after it's gone through all the bureaucracy, right? But again, the harassment, I mean, keep in mind, like that's just never good. it's never a good idea at all. It just makes you look worse.
Surely people listened, right? No.
Eee.
On one hand, people on the internet are going to say their opinions, but a lot
Yeah.
of this is far beyond saying their opinion.
If Mojang wasn't terminally, Minecraft would look like this out the box. Hmm.
Any random statement is treated as a promise for new updates or turns into drama. Oh, Raph, a Minecraft dev, shared insights of the game's future. The end update is inevitable. It will have
Wasteland vibes, so a few biomes, new.
wasteland vibes, so a few biomes, new blocks and mobs. And then the
Bro-
developer in question actually
Bro is going to Lulu. What made his brain go all the way there? What the fuck? Yo, I want to have what he's having. Yo. Hold on. Let me pour some water. I gotta stay hydrated. There we go.
responded.
Hey, Olaf here. We didn't discuss any future updates that haven't been announced. This was a conversation more about
Yeah.
things I am personally excited about and what will be fun for Minecraft.
When Mojang hired a new
Ooh.
head of vanilla Minecraft,
Ooh. Ooh, look, I love I love it when devs and like creatives reach out to the fan base. But honestly, let's be real, most fan bases do not deserve it. All right, especially for a game like Minecraft, especially when the game or piece of media has a bunch of children, a la The Amazing Digital Circus. When it has a bunch of children, I mean, it's never a good idea for the devs to reach out because, man, or, again, man, children, it's never a good idea because, man, the fan base just does not deserve anything.
named Katie Scott, the community discovered her past work experience.
Okay.
Apparently, she worked at a couple studios that Scott,
Yeah, wait, hold on. Let's check out this resume. Hold on.
Be fun for Minecraft.
when Mojang hired a new head of vanilla Minecraft named
So, Katie, how you doing?
Katie Scott, the community
Okay, let's see. So, Ubisoft, from what was that, 2023 to 2025, shipping over a dozen AAA titles, experience. Okay. Competitive live service and free to play experiences. Ooh, let's see what she worked on. Wait, so she's worked on Rainbow Six Siege, Assassin's Creed. Ooh, live service. Ooh.
discovered her past work
The Coalition Studio. Yeah, so direct information for multiplayer games. What she work on? I was also accessibility champion when I was connected advocating some pursuit for. Okay, so that's just Gears 5. Wait, what? She worked on Gears 5, lead game designer. Yo, I never played any of the Gears game, but okay.
experience.
Oh wait, oh come on, slow down, hold on.
Head of vanilla Minecraft named Katie Scott, the community discovered her past work experience.
Okay, EA. So she worked at EA, senior game designer for FIFA 18, 19, and 20, lead technical designer for FIFA 17, game designer 1 and 2, Medal of Honor, Army of Two, Devil's Cartel, Battlefield Hardline. Ooh, okay. Huh. For pursuit, owner. Okay.
Apparently, she worked at a couple studios that have a big reputation for slop microtransactions. So
Yeah, I mean, kind of fair.
based on this and literally nothing else,
But I mean, if you look at what she's done, I mean,
people started
not
harassing
terrible.
her personally. Between the community harassment and the pressure from Microsoft corporate, this
she stepped down. Watch. Hold on. To those mailing, tweeting, gaming, etc., and me blaming and insulting me about some Minecraft stuff, I've been off work for 1.5 years for my health. I physically can't get out of bed most of the time, and it's getting worse by the day. I have nothing to do with anything that you're upset about. Oh no. Oh.
Job looked crazy stressful. But it is worth mentioning, I didn't want to get anyone fired by interviewing them for this section. So I had to
Yeah.
do my best with what's been said publicly. But there's
Okay.
one person at Mojang who had a uniquely terrible experience. When
Okay.
Microsoft bought the game, they fired the man who composed Minecraft's universally beloved soundtrack. And the
What? Wait, what? Why? Why? It's genuinely a banger soundtrack. It's so just ethereal. What?
reason is the dumbest thing you're ever going to hear in your life. Unfortunately, though, since I'm evil, you're going to have to wait until after today's sponsor! Thank you to the Ugreen and
Oh,
Honkai
fuck
Star
you.
Rail series. Ultimate
Okay, to be fair, I am starting HSR pretty soon, but still, fuck you.
upgrade to the Nexode Pro power bank. It has triple the charging speed of the one that's included and a real-time smart display. Check out the Ugreen and Honkai Star Rail series with the link in my description. And have a chance to win a gold collectible! Now, why did Microsoft fire their beloved
Yeah,
composer?
why?
Back in the early 2000s, long before any of this, C418 was working an awful manufacturing job. 10 hours a day, he was
They
forced to do
fired-
back-breaking
Because Microsoft couldn't own? Really?
manual labor on an assembly
Oh,
line.
fuck
But one
off.
day, his brother introduced him to music production, and he was hooked. Suddenly, this new exciting hobby occupied
Wow.
most of his free time. C418 never expected to make any money from music, but he did want to see
Well, I want to see the... Wait, I'm going to ask something, but we'll see if he answers my question
where it
first.
could go. So, he joined an indie game forum in the
Okay.
hopes that some developers might want his music for their projects. And it was on this forum where he met the man that would change the course of his entire life.
Okay.
Notch. C418 started to get involved with a new indie project called Minecraft. And
Yeah.
one day, Notch, Minecraft's developer, was ready to add music. But he was having a problem. Minecraft was such an open-ended game that any music Notch tried felt cheap and out of place. Imagine if Minecraft sounded like this and you get the idea.
Nah,
This is when C418
no. We're not gonna disrespect Bad Piggies like this. We are not going to disrespect Bad Piggy. I refuse any slander on Bad Piggies whatsoever. Hell no. You better watch your mouth, boy, alright? Next time I see some bullshit like that, I'm coming for you.
tentatively mentioned that he made music in his spare time. So
Yeah.
he sent a few examples. The style was very ambient, and he was kind of nervous people
Yeah,
wouldn't even
it's a goated
recognize his
soundtrack.
music. But in that moment, Notch said the last thing he could have expected.
What do you think of doing music and sound effects for my game?
Holy shit!
Okay.
This was a welcome opportunity, but Minecraft was nothing more than a prototype, so he wouldn't get paid much.
Let me
Yeah,
sweeten the
that's
deal.
fair.
You keep 100% of the rights and royalties, and you get complete creative freedom.
Yeah.
I'm in! I will be taking this very seriously.
6 months.
I wonder what the nether portal should sound like. I bet I have some fucking sprays that I can use.
Whoa.
That'll do.
Jokes aside, well, I don't know if it counts as a joke if he actually did it, but Minecraft's soundtrack was presenting some challenges. Most
Really?
indie games, especially ones with pixelated graphics, had chiptune soundtracks.
Oh
But
yeah,
C418
true.
both didn't like the style and sucked at making it. So instead, he went for something ambient and beautiful.
Yeah, and it's genuinely, I would say, it's one of the best just video game
He used a lot
soundtracks.
of acoustic
Period.
instruments to form a really calming musical landscape.
Yeah,
He took
it's
inspiration
great.
from Aphex Twin and a bunch of other names you're even less likely to recognize. But it
Ah,
contrasted with the Minecraft gameplay
It's so
in a
good.
really nice
It's
way.
so good.
Another challenge was Minecraft's super limited sound engine. It didn't support looping, and the location-based audio sucked. So, he solved this by having music play randomly and sporadically, interspersed by periods of
Yeah.
silence.
It's so good.
This could make ordinary moments feel momentous and beautiful. C418
It's such
released the
a
first
calming.
album on March
It's just such like calming ethereal music that like you could just like grab a book, put it on. Fuck, that sounds like a great evening, honestly. Oh god. Oh, I should do that one of these days. I got a lot of manga to read, man. Oh, I should do that, yeah.
4th, 2011, and it was met with nearly unanimous love.
It
But
is.
despite all of
It's
this,
a
he still
banger.
had to spend the majority of his time in a cold, dark factory. But then something incredible happened.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Minecraft became so huge, C418 was able to quit his job and live purely off the royalties from his music. In 2013, he released the second album, which expanded the soundtrack to new areas like the Nether and creative mode. This time, the style was darker and more electronic,
Yeah.
and once again, it was nearly unanimously loved. It cemented itself as a core part of Minecraft's community.
It's
I
fantastic.
personally prefer it to the first one, and everything was going amazing. He quit his shitty job to pursue his passion, and life couldn't be better.
W. Actual just W.
Until
and then-
everything changed.
Uh-huh. Tell me. What happened? I want to know.
In 2014, Minecraft was acquired.
I'm gonna guess that they didn't want to pay him. Like they wanted to keep the music because of how iconic it is, right? And how important, how like tied to the identity it is. But they just did not want to pay him like a lot of money or continue the
by
deal that they
Microsoft.
had.
Uniquely, C418 owned 100% of the rights and royalties to
Yeah.
his music, which made perfect sense for an indie game. But there wasn't a snowball's chance in hell Microsoft would let that happen again.
Yeah,
The
of
only way
course.
C418 would be allowed
They
to
wanted
continue making
they wanted to own his music. Okay, look. How much would they willingly? That's the thing. They better pay him like that generational money. Look, I love the creativity and people having their rights, but if you want to buy someone like their creative work, you better be paying some big fucking money.
music for Minecraft is if he
And
gave
even
up
then, even if they don't want to, again, that's perfectly fine. Hey, I get it.
the rights to it completely.
Wait. If he gave up the rights? What do you mean gave? At least try to pay. Wait, hold on, wait.
They were at a standstill.
Before I get mad.
C418 even had an entire finished third album fully ready to be added to the game.
Okay.
But Microsoft wouldn't budge. The album is still yet to see the light of day. So, they
Oh,
tried
fuck you.
negotiating again, and we don't know the specifics, but it seems like this time they worked something out. In 2018, he did contribute 3 tracks to 1.13,
Okay.
but those would be his final contributions to the soundtrack, ever. To
Really?
this day, they failed to properly work something out. Microsoft went on to hire new composers like Lena Raine, who's talented and prolific in her own right, but
Yeah.
Microsoft ultimately owns her work. That being said,
Oh,
all
that
things
sucks.
considered, the new soundtrack she and the other artists made have done a remarkably good job of following up the work of C418.
Okay.
It's obviously not C418 music, but it's as close as you can get.
Yeah.
The new additions are also much more biome specific instead of just playing randomly. I don't know, or so I'm told. I haven't played with music on in years, but anyway. Pig Step is a bad example, but if you go through a bunch of the soundtrack that these various artists have made, a lot of it is a pretty commendable follow-up to C418.
Okay. But still, like, it's still so like, was it ever revealed like how much they wanted to pay for it? Hold on. 18 music rights. Because like, did they just wanted him to handle it, or were they just giving him like did they just like try to lowball him as much as they could? He quit. Wait. DW Go is still there. Quite active in Inside and still makes music for another indie game now. Oh, really? Really? Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Do. And I should use his music for some of the videos I'm working on. Huh. But man, huh. Um, okay, so again, at least the AI overview, it seemed that they tried to buy it. I'm gonna guess that they were really, really lowballing him by a lot. And he was still technically getting royalties, right, off the game, right? So yeah, yeah, fucking hell. Look, at least for me, again, generational money. That's what you gotta give me to give up works like that. Okay.
That being said, it seems for now C418 will never do music for Minecraft again, even though he would like to. He continued to do soundtracks independently, like for Cookie Clicker. But music is an incredibly volatile income.
Yeah.
It's like being a YouTuber multiplied by 10. There's a reason I know how to make music and choose to do this instead. C418 also doesn't trust the music streaming industry for a second.
Yeah.
So he knew he needed some kind of way to have a more reliable
It's really rough for for artists, especially for very young or starting out artists. Yeah, I don't blame him.
consistent income. And that brings me to 2021.
Okay.
He co-founded an indie game studio called Ivy Road, and recently he came out with the soundtrack for their first game. It's called Wanderstop. It's a cozy simulator themed around burnout.
Oh.
Working as a full-time composer for this studio makes a lot of sense. And he also started selling Minecraft albums on vinyl, which is something he could never do under.
Yo. Oh, wait, that's actually hype. Yo, that's kind of hype. Oh, wait, how much? Wait, hold on. How much is that? Hold on. Let's see, Minecraft, I guess, album. Let's see. Let's see. How much is it? Ooh, that's not bad. Wait, like I see $24.99, $28.32. Ooh, man, I wish I had a record player. I really do wish I had a record player, man.
Microsoft. So he seems to be doing well. He's passionately tweeting about trans rights, and overall, parasocially judging by his Twitter account, he seems happy.
Let's go.
And that would be fine. All of that would be great, right? There's really no way to transition this because it came so out of the blue. But just this year, something incredible happened.
Oh?
One of the greatest musical honors of all time. He was outed to the Library of Congress.
Oh,
now, if you're like 14 or you're not American, you might not know what that is. Basically, it's one of the largest libraries in the world run by the US government.
Wait, no way. Oh, that's awesome.
The goal is to preserve things that are culturally or historically significant for
Hell
centuries
yeah.
and millennia to come.
Yes,
They only select
actual
25
goats.
recordings per year to add. And this year, one of these slots was filled by C418's first album for Minecraft. This is only the second video game soundtrack to be included, and the first full album. The only other one is the original Mario theme. A spokesperson said the gentle electronic music perfectly complements Minecraft's open-ended nature and praised its ability to create instant
that's
nostalgia.
incredible.
They get it, bro. And because C418 owns all of the rights to his music, despite Microsoft preferring otherwise, all of the press about this, all of the people covering it, solely focused on him. It wasn't just a Minecraft soundtrack.
Yo.
Microsoft must be fuming.
That is hype. That's
C418's music is iconic.
Goated.
Up there in the metaphorical video game hall of
W.
fame. It's
Absolute
influenced a
W.
generation of players, and I bet I'm not the only one who's listened to Minecraft music during some of the most pivotal and emotional moments of my life. The only thing that's changed now is someone has officially recognized it. But C418 isn't the only artist Minecraft screwed over.
Wait, not?
If you're in the 4% of people who've beaten the Ender Dragon, you'll have seen what's called the End Poem. It's these two supposed higher beings discussing the player, and the meaning is very subjective, and I'm not an English teacher. But what I can talk about is the upsetting story of how the poem got there. In 2011, Notch was preparing for Minecraft's official launch, and he had a problem. His game didn't have an ending, so he furiously drafted a tweet. This got him in contact with Julian, who he'd briefly met 2 years before. Julian was a niche, but not a known writer, whose style I can best describe as spiritual, and after sending a sample of his work, he was hired. Everything from this point on is directly from Julian's blog post, by the way.
Any guidelines?
Nope.
Okay, can some bits of text look encrypted?
Sure.
That's actually why this effect exists, by the way. But to get a feel for Minecraft, Julian spent the next couple weeks playing it with his daughter, and once he was familiar with it, he says the words of the poem just flowed out of him. Notch ended up loving it and didn't cut a single thing. But during Notch's artsy, friendly talks with Julian, he referred him to his friend, Carl, to get paid. Carl was not a friend. Carl was a ruthless business graduate and major shareholder at Mojang. Notch made him sound so not.
Ooh, okay. I see where this is going. I see. Oh no.
threatening, Julian negotiated as if Carl was just trying to come to a fair agreement. But as Julian explained his detailed artistic vision, Carl got fed up. Carl said $20,000 of the deals off with some vague promise to promote his work. Minecraft was worth $100 million and sold 50 copies a minute. Julian wasn't super aware of this though, and he was broke, so he just took it.
I'll send the contract soon.
Okay. I haven't signed anything yet. Why did I get paid?
In the confusion,
Wait,
someone
what?
must have sent the money, but it was another month before he actually got the contract. And when he finally did, he was kind of frustrated. I mean, how could he meaningfully consent to a contract he didn't even see before
Wait. Is this the actual? Wait, hold
they
on.
used the story? So he didn't sign it. Good on
Yeah.
him. Shortly after this, Notch randomly paid an $120,000 bonus to all 25 of his employees, which is 6 times what Julian got for his actual work. He was
Oh.
financially struggling, and Carl still hadn't promoted him like he promised, so Julian tried to take things into his own hands. He asked Notch if he could have a little shout out somewhere, and Notch just said no, leaving Julian embarrassed for even
What?
trying.
Oh,
A few
come
years go
on.
by, and Carl randomly sends him a reminder with the contract attached. This time though, Julian actually reads it. Apparently, he would have signed away all his rights to his work in perpetuity, something he explicitly told Carl he wouldn't do.
Wait,
It also had
what? Wait. Excuse me?
his rights to his work in perpetuity, something he explicitly told Carl he wouldn't do. It also had an NDA, so he couldn't even take credit for his own poem. Julian was outraged, but he
Oh, fuck off. Oh, what do you mean he can't take credit for? That is. That just pisses me off. That really just pisses me off. Oh, fuck you. Actually, fuck you.
He also wondered why Carl was reminding him now of all times, so he looked into it and found Microsoft was about to buy Mojang for $2.5 billion. Most of that would go to Notch, but some of it would be given to the other 2 shareholders, which
Feels bad for actually.
happened to include Carl. Microsoft's lawyers were just doing their due diligence, making sure Mojang owned what it said it did, and Carl had to scramble to get the rights to the poem they'd already been using. This was the one thing preventing the deal from going through. And Julian, once again, refused to sign the contract.
Yeah?
Carl fired back, saying the vague emails where he threatened to drop Julian were suddenly enough for Microsoft, and the $2.5 billion deal went through. Notch was also pissed after hearing Julian's refusal. Julian was left with no money, reading headlines about Notch's record-breaking mansion, and
That's tough. That's tough, man.
considering his options. He could sue and probably win, or what he actually ended up doing.
What? So, 11 and a bit years ago, I wrote the only written narrative in Minecraft, the story that appears after you kill the Ender Dragon, a narrative which players often call the end poem. Today, I officially liberated that ending. What does that mean?
He dedicated his poem to the public domain, meaning you could sell it on a t-shirt if you wanted. Julian sometimes regrets not bringing in an agent, but even after all this bullshit, he's still able to see Carl's perspective.
I think Carl, with his background as a
Damn.
corporate finance guy, must have believed I was trying to blackmail them, trying to maximize my revenue like the rational agents that populate economics textbooks.
This really sucks. This
Yeah.
blessing of a person got his work ripped by one of the richest companies in the world, and it's not even like there's anything we can do about it. I will say though, when he came forward with this story, he got an incredible amount of support. His subscriber numbers for
Yeah.
updates on like his book that's coming out literally tripled in the first 24 hours. It was also
That's
the top
nice,
post on
at least.
r/Minecraft and got picked up by a couple news organizations. But that being said, I would bet most of you still didn't know this happened. Microsoft's
Yeah.
been doing a very good job of keeping it from going mainstream.
Yeah, no, that does suck. That is a real shame.
One
I
thing
mean,
that
I
definitely
haven't
has
even
been
heard of
covered in
him.
the mainstream, but covered without nuance, is what happened to Notch, Minecraft's creator. Many people believe it ties back to one trait that's been with Notch his entire life. Impulsivity.
Oh yeah.
When Notch was 24, he got a job at the game studio, King, making various little browser games. This is the same company that made Candy Crush. But he was
Oh,
starting
shit.
to lose interest in the work. His real passion was always to develop games of his own. King did allow this, but they didn't allow you to do it as a business, and he was starting to feel like they were getting between him and what he truly loved doing.
Okay.
So, in a rash decision, he quit his job.
Ooh.
This was before he had any kind of momentum whatsoever on his own stuff, so it was very impulsive.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he had
I
a
mean,
plan.
I've done some dumb shit before. I'm not gonna lie. I've done some dumb shit myself before. I have quit jobs when I shouldn't have. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of on me, but you know what? Hey, I learned.
Notch had an earlier prototype called Ruby Dung, a 3D base building game, but it was abandoned just sitting on his computer until one day he came across a different game called Infiniminer, which obviously looks a lot like Minecraft. Notch was fascinated by it. Not by the gameplay itself, just by how people completely ignored the objective to build stuff. It was a team-based competition about mining ore. So Notch thought, why don't I make a whole game about what people are unintentionally doing in Infiniminer, building.
Yo.
This is when Ruby Dung became what we know today as Minecraft. And after
Okay.
a very short development period of just 2 months, he released the first alpha version of the game. Immediately, Minecraft earned a huge, unprecedented amount of organic growth for
Yeah.
an indie game. It just blew up.
They say the first million is the most difficult. Like, I didn't expect to make another million.
Yeah.
I did.
But this had the unfortunate side effect of teaching Notch that quitting things when they get tough, like how he did with his job at King, would ultimately work out.
That's not a good mentality, Notch. Not a good, especially with some of the bullshit you've said. Oof.
Little did he know, this lesson would have terrible consequences.
Tell me.
Minecraft is obviously Notch's most famous project, but it wasn't the only game he made, and this is important.
Oh,
He
really?
loved entering various game jams like Ludum Dare and Java 4K. He made this game Minecraft 4K for the Java 4K contest, where you have to fit your entire game into just 4 kilobytes, and for comparison, regular Minecraft takes over 1 million, so it was quite the feat. But all these random contests only serve to prove my point. Notch is terrible at committing to his projects. After about 2 years
Same.
of developing
I feel you.
Minecraft, Notch was getting overwhelmed with the project and the massive responsibility that came with it. The constant expectations, the pressure to keep topping himself, it all started to feel like more of a weight than a passion project. So he did exactly what he learned to do as soon as things got hard.
Quit.
He quit. Following the release
Yeah.
of 1.0, he passed the lead role over to Jeb, who, to Notch's credit, has done an amazing job since. Dare I
Yeah.
say better than Notch? But once again, Notch learned the best way to cope when things get tough is to quit. And arguably, this is kind of what happened with his marriage too, because right around the same time, he got divorced just months into his commitment. Although
Wait, really? Wait, no fuck. Wait, hold on. Wait, how? Wait, hold on. Wait, how long was he married? Hold on, wait. Let me see. I'm on his wiki. Hold on. Where? Oh my. Oh wait. In 2011, he married, right? He dated them 4 years before, and then divorced. He announced his divorce in 2012. Barely a fucking year. Really? God damn.
that's very speculative, and I don't want you to quote me on that. So, now that Notch
They
gave
even
up
had
the
a daughter,
responsibilities of
too.
running Minecraft, he suddenly found his life to be very empty. What do you do when there's nothing left in your life to give you purpose because you
Sell drugs, get bitches.
just quit the thing that gave you purpose? Do you maybe realize you made a mistake and start it up again? No! Notch started working on a sequel, and the reason you probably haven't heard about it is because he quit this one too, Jesus Christ! 0x10C was a sandbox game set in space, and it was very ambitious. He even got
Oh.
C418 to do the soundtrack. Over the
That sounds like Persona. That sounds like the Persona 4 menu music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
period of Notch developing and hyping up this game, it built quite the cult following. But in early 2013, not
He
long
quit.
after the project began, Notch was running into a brick wall. With Minecraft, it was pretty easy to iteratively add features over time and release them as updates. But 0x10C was much more complicated. Everything was so interlinked, and that didn't really work. This meant that Notch would have to do
Ooh.
something he'd never done before.
C418
Commit to
always
the
cooking.
same
I mean,
project.
look, if you even if it is just Persona, I mean, hey, nothing wrong with copying Persona music because it is always a banger. And a C418, he he's made bangers. Come on, we know it.
For multiple years straight without the validation of releasing it. And he was starting to get burnt out and demotivated, saying the effort sucked any fun out of the project. But the deeper he got, the more tangled it became. And unsurprisingly, on August 13th, the game was indefinitely shelved.
Oof.
Fans were pissed. Not just impulsivity clearly didn't just affect him, it hurt entire communities of people. Throughout this whole arc of developing Minecraft affect him, it hurt entire—
Wait. Is this still active? Hold on, wait. I want to see this. Hold on. Whoop. Is this still active? Hold on. I want to see. Wait, let's see. Let's see. 0x10c, right? Okay. Oh, the subreddit's still there. Wait, it's still there. Holy. Wait. 174. It's still alive. The hope is still there. The hope is still there. Oh, wait. Oh, she. Wait, latest post 19 hours ago. The community is still alive. It is still alive. Hold on. Wait, I want to see what the top post is. You complete the project? Thanks, Sam. I can always count on you. You really are a saint for the world. What would we do without you? The top upvoted post is from 14 years ago. But yeah, get on it, Sam. I want to play it. I want to play it by tomorrow. All right, so get on it.
Communities of people. Throughout this whole arc of developing Minecraft's spiritual successor in space, Notch was still the public face of Minecraft itself. So all the criticism was directed at him.
Oof.
This came to a head in June of 2014. Up until this point, Mojang technically banned pay-to-win servers, but it wasn't really enforced. Until all of a sudden, Mojang gave servers a deadline. Remove pay-to-win products within 1 month, or your server would be blacklisted. There was immediate backlash. A Save Minecraft hashtag erupted on Twitter. And obviously on its face, banning pay-to-win seems like a good thing, but completely? Even on non-competitive games? In my view, the gambling loot boxes are the main issue. When servers tried to comply, most of them went out of business.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff of that. Oof. It's still a problem. It's still a problem.
Profit dropped by 80%, and this ultimately led to their downfall. So, it's a complex issue, and I think Mojang could have done a better job communicating it. Throughout the drama, 95% of the public blame landed squarely on Notch himself. The worst part was that none of this was even his decision.
Yeah.
But he was still expected to answer for it. You know, as any CEO is supposed to. And he tried, for a little while, but eventually it became too
Mineplex is back, by the way. Yeah, I know.
much. And real quick, I obviously haven't been in the situations Notch has, but I do think he has an above average amount of impulsivity just comparing him to other successful people.
And I want to buy my share of Mojang so I can move on with my life. Getting hate for trying to do the right thing is not my gig.
This tweet was a joke, but immediately after, tons of companies called asking if he was serious. EA, Activision, Microsoft. And after really thinking about it for only a few hours, Notch realized he was. Once again, when things became difficult, Notch impulsively took the easy way out. Microsoft purchased Minecraft for $2.5 billion.
Again, I think that's a low ball. I genuinely think that Microsoft got an actual good deal out of it. When you include the game sales, merch sales, movie, when you include everything, I mean, collaborations as well. I mean, come on. This is... Honestly, they got a good deal out of this. I really do think so.
71% stake got him 1.8 billion of it. On its face, it seems like quitting worked once again.
For 2014, it's big, honestly. Sure, I guess. But still, it's... Even... I feel like 2014 Minecraft is just... It was like a whole beast. And it's, of course, it's still huge and has kept on growing, right? But it was like the game, right? So I'm not saying that it's like low, right? But I feel like for what Minecraft is, I feel like it would have been even. I feel like it'd be more. Like I would expect like minimum like 4 billion, 4 or 5 billion is what I would have expected. You know?
But this time it wouldn't last. From the outside, his new life looked like a billionaire's dream. He
Yeah.
immediately purchased a $70 million, 8-bedroom, 15-bathroom Beverly Hills mansion. Literally
Let me guess, he gambled it all away. Happens to the best of us.
broke the record for homes in the area. Once he moved in, he started hosting extravagant parties with famous people. Earning a bit of a crazy
Hey.
reputation in the
Hey. How many drugs do you think he took? And what kind of drugs do you think? Do you think, Notch does, I don't know. He seems like a weed guy to me. He just does. Maybe a little bit of cocaine here and there. But I feel like he very much seems like a weed guy. I don't know why. Maybe it's the hat.
LA partying scene. He also started up a new game studio called Rubber Brain AB. I'll check back on this later. But
Okay.
inside those mansion walls, surrounded by everything Notch ever thought he wanted, he felt nothing. Every party was the same. The guests leave and he's standing alone in 23,000 square feet of silence.
I mean, if he wasn't impulsive, he would have his wife and child there. If he wasn't impulsive, he could have a family. He could have had his kid there. I mean, kind of on him if we're being honest. It's kind of on him.
Hanging out in Ibiza with a bunch of friends and partying with famous people, able to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And I've never felt more isolated. The problem with
Getting
getting everything is you run out of reasons to keep trying, and human interaction becomes impossible.
You know what I would
Got a
do?
Great girl,
You know what I would do? Oh, yeah.
but she's afraid of me and my lifestyle, and went with a normal person instead.
Is that just? Do you think probably she just found him boring? Listen, man, this guy's rich, but man, is he fucking boring? Or was it all the other stuff? Honestly, you know what? You know what I would do if I was rich? You know what I would do? I would buy a horse. All right? With how I am now, we're buying a horse. We're getting into horse racing, boys. We're getting into horse racing. We're investing in gacha, and by that I mean into my own accounts. But horse racing, do more gacha, more gaming. What else? Oh, wait, you know what? I want to go. I want to have the quietest room possible. So, you know what I don't know if you ever heard of that one room that's like extremely quiet, right? It's like to the point where I forgot. I don't know if this is real, but apparently like it's so devoid of sound that you can start hearing your own heartbeat. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds so horrifying, but so cool. I want to do it. I want something like that.
It's easy to dismiss
I
his
wanna see if
feelings
I go
because he has
insane.
money and he's not a great person. Like, how can a billionaire be dismiss
what?
his feelings because he has money and he's not a great
Q is legit. Don't trust the media. Huh.
person? Like, how can a billionaire be depressed, right? But when everything is handed to you on a silver
I mean, look. Here's the thing. Let's remember, money does buy happiness. All right, that's kind of on you. It's kind of
platter,
on
you
you.
run out of reasons to try, and that's got to be a shitty feeling. So he started looking for people to blame, which led him to political extremism.
Of course. Yep.
It's okay to be white.
Uh-huh.
Okay, sure, I get.
Yeah. I mean, your birth is your birth, right? It's fine.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
SJW, stupid told W. Good one, bro. Hashtag
Cool.
International Women's Day. You're an inspiration and a cook.
I did not see this. Just don't divorce your wife. Yeah, exactly. I did not see this. I never saw this. What the fuck? This is on that level of that Burger King tweet. Do y'all remember that Burger King tweet? Hold on. Or was it Wendy's? Hold on. Wait. King. Yeah, this reminds me of this. Hold on, wait, let me bring it up. Wait, this has the same vibe as this. Women belong in the kitchen. If they, I mean, like, what is wrong? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, hold on. No, okay, I'm not blocking it. You know what? What else do I expect from Burger King? They got trashy food. Anyway,
That might be funny if I didn't think he was serious.
yeah,
Global warming is a hoax?
yeah.
Okay. If we were allowed to discuss IQ differences between populations, there'd be fewer conspiracy.
Oh, oh. Okay.
Theories. If you're against the concept of a heterosexual pride day, you're a complete fucking cunt and deserve to be shot? Not just a
Wait, what? Yeah. Yeah, it's
concept of a heterosexual pride day, you're a complete fucking cunt and deserve to be shot? Not just a racist anti-Semite millionaire. His input doesn't mean anything. Billionaire? Okay, that one's just aura. Hugh is
okay. We'll give him that. We'll give him that. We'll give him the billionaire one.
legit. Don't trust the media? All the replies he's saying he's serious. So, like, he actually thinks that QAnon is real. Come on, Notch.
Feels like he was high typing those. I don't know. I don't know if I want it. On one hand, I don't know if that makes it better. That's the thing. I don't know if it's better that he was high or that he wasn't. Like, either way, like, I don't want either of those to be true. But the fact is, it doesn't matter which one is true. It still happened. And one of those gotta be the real him or both. Ugh.
He wasn't tweeting because he believed he was some grand political thinker. I think he was mostly
But it's Twitter, so it's not true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
just lashing out. After blessing the entire internet with his uninterrupted stream of consciousness, Notch
Gigabrain.
immediately got canceled. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
News outlets were all over it, and the primarily left-wing fan base of Minecraft was in uproar. So much so that Microsoft thought it prudent to scrub him from the game completely. Every splash text mentioning Notch was removed. They didn't feature him in Minecraft's 10-year anniversary explicitly because of his tweets. And until very recently, they refused to mention his name at all. I bet it hurt. Imagine creating something that revolutionized gaming and then watching the people who own it pretend you never existed. So, a few years go by. Notch is still a deeply troubled man. But in 2021, we got the clearest possible example. If you remember, back in 2014, right after he sold Minecraft, he founded that game studio called Rubberbrain AB. But since then, the studio spent $6 million on various games, and in that 7-year time span, not a single one of them was released.
Of course. I mean, that's been the theme of the video. Just quits. He quit his wife. He quit his kid. He quit. He quit the party life. He fucking quit being. I mean, I don't know who knows what the extremist part. Probably still got it.
This is speculative, but I like to think this actually got through to him. He quit his job at King, threw Minecraft to a different developer, and when that didn't help, he quit that too. He quit his marriage, he quit every single game he tried to start since. Notch may have lucked into unfathomable wealth, but he left behind everything that gave his life purpose. But when you hit rock bottom,
you go to the void.
Is up.
Or to the void.
Notch rebranded his game studio Rubberbrain to BitShift Entertainment for a fresh start, and he started work on a new game. Levers and Chests, a roguelike dungeon crawler that looks like it has some serious potential.
Broski could easily quit social media and start a new life, but it's too late. He can. Look, Like, if he wanted to move away from everything, again, do what I would do. Fucking get into horse racing. Buy a horse. Like, you could literally do anything else. Come on. Oh, shit.
Potential. He tweets screenshots of it here and there, but the impulsive tendencies
Okay.
don't go away that easily. And one day,
He quits.
they got the best of him.
The new game I'm passionately working on is currently set to be a traditional roguelike mixed with a tile-based first-person dungeon crawler. But then I got to thinking that maybe there are people who like my work but might not share my taste in retro nostalgia and would prefer for me to make a spiritual successor thing to Minecraft.
Oh my. You know what? I feel like there's a part of him that doesn't have confidence in himself. With this right here, I feel like, oh, I have to follow up Minecraft, or I have to, like, my man, be you. Have some fucking confidence. Jesus fucking Christ. If you're passionate about that, go ahead. You're a billionaire. Or you got the money. You can do.
And I mean, sure, I'd take that cash.
Then he attached a poll.
You already got the cash.
In the replies, Notch begged people to vote for levers and chests. He seems genuinely passionate about the project. But when the votes started rolling in, reality hit him like a brick. Minecraft 2 obviously won the poll, so he half-assedly tweeted promises that he's a man of his word and that the game would come out.
Man. Why? Why are you letting Twitter decide for you? Oh. He just doesn't have any confidence. Was acceptable Broski had to put the Minecraft part, yeah. Oh man. Just do your passion. Look, we have so many indie games, indie game developers that just literally, hey, this is my game. This is the way it is. If you don't like it, cool. That's fine with me. But hey, it is what it is, right? Man, like it doesn't have to be like a success outright. Yes, you made Minecraft. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what he makes from now on, right? Minecraft was his passion till sold it. Yeah. But here's the thing, all right? Look, he I don't think there's ever going to be a Minecraft 2, right? What Minecraft did was a lightning in the bottle situation, right? No matter what Notch did, he was never going to match Minecraft, all right? He literally has to have God on his side for that to happen, right? He had to have had God on his side. And the thing is, right, is that, you're never going to, reach that pinnacle. And that's fine. That's fine, right? Like, yeah, you wanted to make your own type of game, go ahead. It's like, hey guys, on the side, I worked on this little game, I wanted to try something different, that's, it's not like Minecraft, right? It's kind of its own thing, I like these kinds of games or whatever. It's fine, my man. That is fine. Look, you don't need to make Minecraft 2. You don't need to do that. Look, your time with Minecraft, it was your passion, you know, and sadly that dream and that passion is long gone by now, right? I don't think they're gonna let him back, right? So do you at this point? Oh man.
A few days later,
And stop the grifting too. Okay.
Yo, can I make Minecraft 2?
If you do that, we'll be seeing you in court.
Kind
Fair enough.
regards.
Minecraft was in the past. It had moved on without him. Now,
Yeah.
it was Notch's turn to move on too. If he wanted people to take him seriously again, he has to earn it.
Yeah. So
Levers and Chests is yet to release, but honestly, I'm excited for it, and I think there's a good chance Notch has genuinely learned from his mistakes. I'm tentatively hopeful it'll actually come out this time. His tweets were awful, and I'm guilty of dunking
Wait.
mistakes. I'm tentatively hopeful it'll actually come out this time. His
Wait,
tweets
what?
were awful.
What? Wait, is this real? Is this free? Hold on. Hold on. Damn it. I can't find it. I can't find it. Hold on. What if I... Okay, that's not what I wanted to see, but lit. That reminds you of the Stardew Valley creator. Broski only knew coding, so he quit his job and worked 2 years for 2 years learning for 2 years learning drawing and music, etc. to make Stardew Valley. Meanwhile, his wife worked 2 jobs to support her husband. Honestly, W wife. Actually, W wife. That is a wife who really believes and loves her husband so much. Actual W. And honestly, W to him as well. He found a woman who really believed in him, right? And it paid off. It fucking paid off. Hold on. Like, when was this video posted? Oh, this was recent. Hold on, wait, let me see if I could find it. Was it January? Damn it, I think he deleted it. Man, I don't see it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I don't see it. I think it got deleted. Damn, that kind of sucks. The video was a repost? Oh, okay, I see. Man, that kind of sucks. Anyway, but yeah, no, a W to the Stardew Valley creator.
Awful, and I'm guilty of dunking on him as much as the next guy.
Yeah.
But Notch wasn't stupid. Like Notch's poorly aged marriage.
But he would soon regret that decision.
Because he would lose half of his net worth. This was also 2 years
what?
before Notch's divorce. You think Joel might have been Notch's gay awakening? This kind of marks the end of the peak of Notch's life. More on that later. How many slurs do you think he can type with his eyes closed? Are the villagers Jews?
No.
Are the Endermen African Americans? So glad we get to experience the
Wait,
inside
what?
of his brain.
I've actually probably dunked on him more than the next guy, now that I think about it. But if we don't give him the chance for a fresh start, it's only gonna make things worse. The best word to describe his recent tweets
Nice.
is, as stupid as it sounds, jolly. He stopped being nearly as offensive on Twitter, he's back to making games, and he's even moved
Okay.
out of LA. I'm not inside his head, and this
All
video
right.
has gotten dangerously
Not
close
bad.
to psychoanalyzing him. I mean, frankly, I could be wrong about all of this, but he genuinely seems to be on a better path than he's ever been before.
You know what?
I see that as a win.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. You know what? Hey, if he's doing better for himself, stop, tweeting out stupid shit like he was before. Hopefully he apologized for that shit. Hopefully, I don't know, but if he did, I mean, hey, you know what? That's not bad. That is not bad. W.
Back at Microsoft, on the other hand, Microsoft has been silently testing an aggressive new way to monetize Minecraft, which will affect players on both Bedrock and Java. I've talked to multiple modders, YouTubers, and even creator of the Skibbity Toilet official skin pack, log.zip, and I can tell you firsthand, this goes so much deeper than you think.
Wait, what?
Have you ever noticed how pretty much everything online relies on the same business model? Taking a cut from user-generated content. For example,
Yeah.
Google! Google makes 80% of its revenue from ads, and together with Facebook,
Yeah.
they control 70% of the US ad market. Google serves the ads, buys the ad space, sells the ad space to advertisers, provides the analytics, and runs the search engine that people use to find sites in the first place. And they provide all of that for free. Which seems great until you realize no one else can compete. Advertisers
Yeah.
have nowhere else to go. This lets Google buy ad space cheaply, and when they sell it back, mark it up by a huge undisclosed amount. Google then uses its monopoly profits to pay other companies to make their search engine the default. You can think of it like the evil champion from Parkour Civilization.
And you know what sucks? The worst part is that it works good enough And so people don't really care. That's the sad part. Like, people are not gonna go out of their way. Even me. Here, I'm sorry, and I don't care. I am not moving to Linux. All right, it was easy enough to just do Windows. All right, I am not moving to Linux. I am sorry. I don't care that I could customize it and to make it look or the security. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it. They already have it. They already got me by the balls. All right, it's over for me. Save yourself.
Using barrier blocks, except the champion is Google and the barrier blocks are capitalism and money. Using these barrier blocks, Google's captured 91% of search and 95% on mobile, all from taking a cut of content they didn't make. By the way, this is directly from a book called Choke Point Capitalism, which you should absolutely read, but the book calls this business model the anti-competitive flywheel, and it's everywhere. The Apple App Store, Kindle Books, every social media platform. This is the business model of big tech. And guess what else is owned by big tech? That's right, Minecraft!
Yeah!
When Microsoft bought Minecraft, they were thrilled to find a rich community of user-generated content people were willing to make for free. Not because it's really cool and shows how creative people are, no. Because it can make them a ton of money. So, they devised a scheme, the Bedrock Marketplace. And these days, Microsoft is pretty chill for a big tech company. They're already past their antitrust government crackdown era. But in this case, they followed the anti-competitive flywheel to a science. Step 1. Lock in users. When Microsoft made the Bedrock Marketplace, they made sure it was by far the easiest way to play adventure maps or whatever else. I mean, imagine some little kid trying to install something separately on his iPad. Bro wouldn't know how to do shit. More recently, Microsoft...
That's me. That's me. I'm very stupid. Alright? I guess I am.
even intentionally broke the only way to mod Bedrock outside of the marketplace, fully locking in their users.
You can still get third-party add-ons for free, but little kids aren't going to do that, and they're a lot more limited than Java mods.
Step 2, lock in suppliers. Microsoft doesn't allow you to charge for Java Edition content, as seen by them taking down the paid version of the physics mod. And the actual EULA, a document with Mojang's official rules for what you can and can't do with Minecraft, goes as far to say you can't make money from mods at all. On top of that, I was told by a prominent modder, and I can't say who, so you'll have to trust me on this, that Microsoft specifically told him that they're allowed to monetize their mods just like how servers are monetized, and that it will be clarified in the next version of the EULA. It's not necessarily Microsoft's intention, but this EULA being different deters people from even attempting to make money on Java. All up Bedrock dangles the possibility of being paid like a carrot on a stick. Step 3, eliminate competition. Oh wait, they already did that. Step 4, force suppliers to accept unfairly low prices. Microsoft takes a 62.5% cut. For
hell no.
comparison, Modern, the community-led Java Edition platform that's forced to monetize purely through ad revenue, still only takes 25%. I feel like it should be pretty clear by this point that whether or not—
Was that a Nikkei mod?
The community-led Java Edition platform that's forced to monetize—
Oh, it was just an ad. Oh, it was just an ad. Oh shit! I was thinking for a minute. Wait, is there a Nikkei mod? Huh? Wait. I might have to tap in. Oh, it's just an ad. Never mind. False
purely
alarm.
through ad revenue, still only takes 25%. I feel like it should be pretty clear by this point that whether or not it's legal, because like Google is legal too, the Bedrock Marketplace is effectively a monopoly. And what Microsoft wants more than anything is to make their monopoly stronger. So to do this, Microsoft has been trying to entice Java creators to move to Bedrock. For example, Noxcrew is one of the most famous Minecraft content studios. Back in 2016, they poured 7 entire months of work into their most ambitious map yet, Terra Swoop Force, full of features never seen in Minecraft at the time. Like, it literally had full voice acting, but this almost made them go bankrupt. The entire map made them about $50, leaving the company to rely on fucking Patreon. Many of the employees were either in college or about to be, and they didn't have time to sink into an unsustainable Minecraft passion project. Then, lucky for them, Microsoft offered a spot as a Bedrock Marketplace partner. This saved their company, but whatever amount Noxcrew's earned, Microsoft's raked in more than double. So this means Microsoft directly reaches out to top map makers to convert them to Bedrock, which seems to have also generally led to a decline in adventure maps. Nowadays, there's about 200 partnered creators, and if these partnered companies, say, claim Skyblock or the Aether as their own original idea, there's not much the actual original creators can do. These partnered creators and their employees are the only people allowed to make money from their work, and even then, Microsoft takes most of it. So wow, that sounds really f***ed up. But hang on. Apple and Google's app stores both take 30% of sales, and Microsoft handles hosting, distribution, purchases, moderation, and provides people a game engine, and it's still lower than Roblox's 75% cut. There's also something to be said for the fact that plenty of creators have been able to go full-time. That's invariably a good thing. If the top talent gets paid, they'll keep making more content, which boosts the longevity of Minecraft as a whole. So, is Microsoft's strategy really as bad as it seems?
Oh? Yeah, but I don't play Bedrock.
If you're like me, you're probably wondering how Microsoft is even able to stop people from making money. It's not like mods contain any of Minecraft's actual code. Well, apparently it relies on something called derivative works, although there are some exceptions. If a mod overhauls the game completely, it's possible they'd have some legal standing. But most mods don't do that, and the ones that do are unlikely to go to court with big tech. So Microsoft can essentially do whatever they want. And who's to say they shouldn't? Under current US law, a company's primary duty is to its shareholders, which basically means legally they have to maximize profits. And this all goes back to a landmark case in 1916. I promise this is important. The price of Ford's flagship car was regularly being decreased, while the wages for his employees were going up.
Yeah.
The founder, Henry Ford, wanted to pay his shareholders less and instead put that money towards new factories to increase production and create jobs.
Yeah, W, we like that.
But the shareholders were not happy about this, and two of them, John and Horace Dodge, filed a lawsuit in the yee state of Michigan. Because this is America.
Fuck you, Michigan.
They actually won, and this set a precedent that remains to this day. And by the way, Ford was doing this to squeeze out the other shareholders because he correctly suspected the Dodge brothers were going to start a rival car company. But the fact of the matter is,
companies are legally incentivized to put profits above ethics.
Up until their methods become straight up illegal.
Can we bully their descendants? Can we like? No, we shouldn't do that. But you know, if they were to accidentally fall, would people should they help? No, we are true. It's good versus evil, just like the Bible says.
And sometimes past that point. If it's more efficient for shipping but it pollutes the environment, guess what? Do it anyway. Okay, you can probably tell I think this is bullshit.
Yeah.
The richest people in the world get their money through investing or higher management at large companies. For anyone lower down at a company, the incentive structure is set up in a way where it makes the most sense for their boss to cut their pay to increase the money given to investors, even though the investors don't actually do the work that keeps the company in business.
Yeah.
Robin Hood, what are you doing? As I always say, steal from the poor and give to the rich. Where are you, Jeff Bezos? Daddy's home.
So while this has led American companies to dominate the global economy and made every other country afraid to f with us, for most Americans, it's just made it.
Hurrah, America. Fuck yeah. I wish I had healthcare.
Hard to put food on the table. Let's circle this back to Microsoft. Legally, they're doing what they're supposed to by maximizing their profits.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it right. Minecraft is a paid game, so they've already made what they deem their product to be worth.
Yeah.
Why, other than just that's how the law is, should they also take a cut of the creations people make using Minecraft as a base? Which is the exact thing the Bedrock Marketplace is designed to do. Point is, while some people are able to create for Minecraft full-time, especially on Bedrock, it's not very many, and it's a lot less than there should be.
Yeah.
But maybe it doesn't have to be like this. According to Yale professor Jonathan Macy,
as long as corporate directors and CEOs claim to be maximizing profits for shareholders, they will be taken at their word because it is impossible to refute these corporate officials' self-serving assertions about their motives.
Microsoft also had a terribly performing CEO for 14 years and shareholders kept him around. So in theory, an emphasis.
True. Why? You know what else is so stupid? A CEO could just be driving a company to the fucking ground, right? And they still get hired. I feel like that's some kind of like, let me put my conspiracy hat on, my little tinfoil hat crown. I feel like there may be some insider trading going on. But that's just a theory, a game theory.
On in theory, because I'm not totally confident in this. Microsoft could implement a more fair for creator system in addition to what they're already doing, and shareholders couldn't prove there was even anything illegal. What system then should it be?
The solution.
Okay, so the obvious answer is just allow anyone to charge money and force the marketplace to compete. This is certainly what I thought in my last video about this, but let's explore that. After that video, someone made a Reddit thread breaking apart everything I said. So I brought them on for a debate.
I'm Turkler. I've made mods for many games.
Now, your first question. Can the Minecraft community be trusted to regulate themselves?
So far, Spigot plugins have done a pretty good job, and I also think something like Modrinth would be able to rise to the challenge and do a pretty good job of it as well.
Turkle, would you like to have a short response to that?
In games like Minecraft and Roblox, we see that once you have a financial incentive, big corporations and general bad faith actors come in to try and make a quick buck.
This is honestly a good point. It's a valid downside to doing it.
If modders developers can go in knowing that they can bring a profit in, does that incentivize them to make better products or money grabs? SkyBoi, you'll go first.
I think different people will respond to it in different ways. Some people will be incentivized to make better work. Some people will be incentivized to make something just good enough that they can make money. But I think the bigger impact that this will have is like longevity overall. If you can make money from something, there is an incentive to keep doing it.
Turk, now your answer to the question.
There are many modders who push a small bug fix and that's it. A lot of people wouldn't want to contribute to big monetized projects. And why start your own little passion project when your work could literally be money? The average modder would be far less likely to either start up their own projects or contribute to existing projects.
SkyBoi, would you like to respond to that? Or
counterpoint to that is I think the free mod where people are contributing to it could easily coexist with a mod someone makes for money. Developers also have like oftentimes full-time jobs that they do. If they're not doing that and they're choosing to mod as a hobby anyway, I don't see why they would choose to mod less as a hobby just because they can make money from something a little closer to their hobby. Circular didn't challenge this, but he should have. That was a dumb point. I think there would be a bit of a decline in free mods because of this. There's also some other problems. What if someone made a fork of Sodium, for example, changing the name, claiming it performs better, and then sold it? That just sucks for everyone. Also, if there's money to be made without regulation, it's only a matter of time before there's a New York Times article about paid Minecraft sex mods. So clearly,
whoa, come on. Let's get, let's calm down a little. We don't have to get Jenny into this. Come on now.
Leaving it unregulated has a lot of problems.
now, Turk, your last question. Oh, well, actually, first, hear from our sponsor, Maker Media Plus. Subscribe.
Okay.
Would you be against a official Java marketplace?
I would be highly against a marketplace in Java because we see in Bedrock they're full of low quality, low effort content, burying like actual good passion projects.
I agree, but I also think a Java marketplace is the most likely thing Microsoft might actually try, since it lets them profit there too. Ideally, with a bit lower of a cut. So why haven't they done it? Some of you might be thinking it's because Mojang is trying to phase out Java Edition, but that's actually just a rumor. The real plan, at least according to Jeb at a random convention 7 years ago, was this. Java Edition would be more like a community edition. A tighter knit fan base, lots of free content, more customization, you get the idea. A marketplace on Java would ruin that genuinely respectable vision. On top of that, Java players would fucking riot if they saw a marketplace on there. When my buddy Jet Starfish tried charging for his one mod, people got really pissed. There were some valid reasons for this, but most of what I was seeing was more like this.
WTF, this mod breaks the EULA.
Are you seriously enforcing Microsoft's EULA right now?
Well, it's illegal.
No, it's just grounds for them to delete your Minecraft account, and they'll be fine without your help.
It's still bad.
You know, Microsoft is the same company whose founder regrets befriending Jeffrey fucking Epstein after he was already convicted.
I believe the need for creators to make money outweighs you not wanting to pay for mods and also not wanting anyone else to pay for mods. I know not everyone has the money to throw around, but mods would literally remain free most of the time. It's just so much easier to gain traction that way. Like, it'd still be very possible to play entire mod packs without paying, since mod packs with paid mods would just not get downloaded. Barely any office would include them in the first place because of it.
True.
As proof paid work makes it much harder to gain traction, we can look at the server plugin landscape. Most of it's free, even though you're perfectly allowed to charge money. This is partly because most developers are hobbyists and don't want to deal with the refunds and support necessitated by charging money, but it's also just really hard to convince people to buy something. Because of this, paid plugins are nowhere near as popular, but they still earn a hell of a lot more than the minimal ad revenue and donations that free plugins get. Bringing this back to mods, even in the few cases you would need to buy a mod to play with a friend or something, there's no reason that friend can't send you a zip of their mod pack. Like, yeah, that's technically piracy, but I doubt anyone cares. Piracy is inevitable online, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to charge money.
Especially for Minecraft. Especially for Minecraft. Like, no one gives a fuck. It's gonna get pirated like nothing else. Come on. Like they release a mod, it's gonna be out there somewhere, easy to get.
For stolen Spigot plugins, and thousands of people still buy them legitimately every year. And one way or another, Java modders need to
Are we sure about that? Come on now.
Make money.
I have over 200 million downloads, the 5th most downloaded mod on Modrins. I finished my uni at the start of the year and now have a full-time job to be able to afford food and a place to live. The mods are just a hobby.
But if a Java marketplace also wouldn't work, what would? Here's what I actually think. Selling mods stays banned, but there's a way to request specific approval from Microsoft. The project is then checked to not be a copyright issue, not some kind of asset flip, not low quality, not a sex mod, etc. And if that's all fine, you can sell it. This would mitigate the monopoly of Bedrock's marketplace and allow well-intentioned creators to make money, all while leaving the free modding community intact. Mojang would probably need to take a small cut of sales to fund this, but I don't think that's the end of the world. Although, this is all pretty idealistic. This is assuming Microsoft would wield the responsibility well, and also that they give enough of a shit to go against their legal responsibility of profit maxing. Still, I don't want to bring up a problem and just not give a solution. Maybe this will at least spark some better ideas, or at least a desire for change.
Aside from the Bedrock Marketplace, however, Mojang has made a ton of other mistakes.
Like?
The year was 2014.
Oh.
Pay-to-win servers were at their all-time peak.
Oh.
And while pay-to-win technically was already banned, it wasn't really enforced.
Ooh.
Until it was. All of a sudden, Mojang gave servers a deadline. If there were still pay-to-win products by August 1st, their servers would be blacklisted. This gave servers about a month and a half.
I think I remember hearing this like way back then. I feel like I did. Huh. I can't say for
Community
sure.
erupted with outrage. Which may sound weird.
We want to charge little kids.
But it wasn't unjustified. This was abrupt, even if the motivation behind it was good. Plus, banning pay-to-win completely, even on non-competitive games? It seems a little overkill. I mean, to me, the real issue is always just the gambling loot boxes. Server owners felt their businesses were threatened, and a Save Minecraft hashtag blew up on Twitter. But despite the enormous backlash, Mojang doubled down. Notch eventually chimed in. Apparently, this was motivated by parents contacting Mojang because they found out their kids spent hundreds of dollars on servers.
Generally, what were they thinking? Like, how are they going to maintain the server? True.
No, please don't email Mojang. I'm gonna do it.
Fuck them kids.
And as the deadline got closer, many servers were forced to replace their ludicrously expensive pay-to-win products with cosmetic ones. Now, Mojang's communication was pretty shit here. Players and server owners felt betrayed. Misinformation was rampant, and while this did push server monetization away from how absolutely predatory it was before, this went down in history as Mojang's first big mistake. But it indirectly led to one that was so much worse. The most controversial update of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Pay-to-win drama was the final straw for Notch.
Anyone want to buy my share of Mojang so I can move on with my life? Getting hate for...
If your kid is spending $100 on the game, it's... Yeah, honestly... Yeah, no, you're right. Check your kid. And yeah, why do they have your credit card? Why? Bro, I don't ever think I either like learned the numbers or I ever tried to buy anything with my parents' card. Like they never like got me close to it at all. Right? So why is your kid doing with your credit card? That's on you. That's on you for being a shitty parent.
Or trying to do the right thing is not my gig.
Then, as I'm sure you know, Notch sold Minecraft to Microsoft. Up until this point, Notch's strategy of just posting his every unfiltered thought on Twitter was actually pretty good. Mojang and Notch stayed in touch with the community because they were constantly interacting, and turns out it's actually really easy to handle controversies when you're just 100% honest. So glad we get to experience the inside of his brain. But with Microsoft taking the helm, this would all change overnight.
Yeah.
Directly after the acquisition, there was a huge gap in updates. Most of that time was spent restructuring Mojang and making internal codebase improvements. But this also meant Mojang's era of complete and utter transparency with the community was over. Plus, with Notch gone, Microsoft would have to relearn how to run Mojang from scratch. Now's probably a good time to mention that I don't presume to know the internal goings-on at Mojang. This is just my best educated guess.
Okay.
Anyway, after this huge gap in updates is when Mojang made their biggest mistake of all time.
What is
Minecraft
it?
1.9 fundamentally changed Minecraft's combat forever. It added attack cooldowns, dual wielding.
Look, when it first came out, I was like, I don't like it. And now I still think I prefer the spamming version of it, before the update. But I don't hate it as much anymore, but I definitely think I still prefer the old combat system.
Overall, moving away from spam click combat.
Yeah.
But a lot of people really liked spam click combat. It seemed like Mojang's new management completely missed the mark with what the community actually wanted. Fucking idiots. There was immediate backlash, and basically all of the major PvP servers never updated past 1.8. Genuinely, a majority of players at the time believed it ruined PvP. Obviously, it's grown on some people, but the combat update was so controversial that to this day, it still hasn't been implemented on Bedrock Edition. Although this is partly because it doesn't lend itself to mobile controls. Generally, several experimental snapshots trying to address the combat backlash, but by this point, I'm guessing the rest of Mojang didn't want to touch combat with a 30-foot pole, so they never got implemented. The combat update wasn't just controversial, it tangibly damaged and split the Minecraft community.
Yeah.
And Mojang knew this could never happen again. So, they implemented a very high quality bar, tons of review processes, rigorous testing, but they somewhat overcorrected. Because the next few updates were sparse. Let me go through every single feature added in 1.10. So there's fossils, there's obviously bone blocks with that, magma blocks, red nether bricks, nether wart blocks, structure voids, husks, strays, polar bears. By the way, these two weren't even properly added. Like, there's no spawn eggs for them yet. There's also slash teleport, which is like not much either. And finally, auto jump, which everyone famously loves. So, husks, strays, red nether brick, and slash teleport.
I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. So good.
Teleport are all reskins of existing features. Netherwart blocks and polar bears were absolute nothing burgers. And magma blocks and auto jump were arguably disliked at the time, if anything. So the only worthwhile features here are literally just like the structure voids if you happen to be into making maps, and then fossils. The wiki even says it's tied with 1.1 for the least development snapshots, which just proves how inconsequential it is in my eye.
Ooh. That's tough. That's
what
tough.
A bad update. I believe it's because new content was so heavily scrutinized that everything they suggested was either not allowed or made incredibly safe. This pattern continued until 2017.
Getting their act
Minecraft
together.
was seriously dying, and Microsoft was getting desperate. They were willing to try anything. This next section will be a bit confusing because I have to split it into 4 mistakes that happened more
All right, when's PewDiePie gonna show up?
or less simultaneously. It's hard to cover the actions of a company because unlike people, they're able to focus heavily on multiple areas at once, so stick with me here. Minecraft needed a way to revive itself, so what did they do? First, the Better Together update. It unified mobile, Windows, and console editions of Minecraft into a single Bedrock edition that supported crossplay. The Bedrock edition is largely mobile first, and console players at the time saw it as a downgrade. There's a reason Legacy Console Edition has such a cult following. Bedrock was, and still kind of is, very buggy, and there were a ton of other console-specific issues people ran into. Bad controls on gamepads, lack of features from the old version, worse performance, their DLC not carrying over. It was a rough start. But Mojang addressed many of these issues over time. So ultimately, was unionizing the editions a good or bad decision?
Boo.
I lean towards good. I think having one version across platforms is kind of a basic necessity. The only reason I put this in the video is because it was a controversial decision, but honestly, I think they made the right choice. Ideally, Bedrock and Java would be one version too, but that obviously can't happen, at least not yet. This next mistake, on the other hand, was absolutely not the right choice. At E3 2017, Mojang announced the Super Duper Graphics Pack, which is essentially realistic shaders for Bedrock Edition on consoles. People were excited, but that excitement soon turned to frustration. It missed its release targets, got delayed, and eventually got cancelled in 2019 for being too technically demanding. This hurt player trust, and Mojang ultimately learned not to hype things up before they're in a 100% guarantee. Number 3.
No shit. No fucking shit. But this is Microsoft. What are we expecting?
When parrots were first added, they were tamed using cookies. But a Redditor epically said that would kill parrots in real life. Millions of kids play Minecraft. It's not hard to imagine one of them feeding their pet parrot a cookie they got at Panera. So Mojang, recognizing the Reddit post,
Who the fuck gets cookies at Panera? I've never been to Panera, so I can't really say. Are they actually that good? Huh. Might have to tap in.
kind of had a point, changed it to seeds. And not wanting to leave any ambiguity, they even made cookies kill parrots in the game. It seems the lesson they took away from this was don't make Minecraft animals eat things that are toxic in real life. Neat. Let's check back on that later. The fourth and final mistake, the mob vote. The goal from the start was more
Wasn't this the one where they they made the let us vote and we fucking this might be on us. Oh wait, no wait. Because we wanted like a flying mob.
And to be fair, it did accomplish that, but it also had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
For one, the first few winners were underwhelming or flat out annoying.
Yeah, those fucking shits. Genuinely the worst edition. I fucking hate these things. So annoying.
All what people thought they voted for. The format also inherently leads to more players being disappointed than happy. If only one of the 3 mobs can win, the majority of people are going to be disappointed. It also leads to infighting and glimpses of cool mobs we could hypothetically get, but never will.
Yeah, that is like, why not just like, hey, we'll work on these first and then we'll add the rest later or something like that. Come on now.
Once again, I'll
just add all. Yeah, exactly. Just like, oh, hey, we'll release this first, we'll finish this first, and then the other ones we'll release them like fucking a month or a week later, the next day or some bullshit like that. Just add them.
check back on this later too. Overall, these mistakes are pretty chill. So, to recap, since buying Minecraft, Microsoft has made some mistakes, but these mistakes have taught them a lot. To have a very high quality bar, but not so high that nothing gets done. To not hype things up until there's a guarantee. And obviously, they learned a lot about what their community actually wants in the first place. But there was a problem. Learning from your mistakes is great, but Minecraft was still dead. So using these core tenets, they adapted, and it really showed in the next couple updates. 1.13 overhauled the ocean, 1.14 overhauled villages, and both of these updates were generally very well received. 1.15, despite not having much content, had a ton of internal codebase improvements. People still saw this as lazy though, so Mojang adapted again. Every update will now add enough new content. This constant improvement led to 1.16 being regarded by many as the greatest Minecraft update of all time. It really felt like they were on the right track. Another change following this was not hyping things up too early. They gradually announced less and less initially and let more and more of the features be revealed in subsequent snapshots, which honestly kind of worked. But now, Minecraft is at another crossroads. Mojang has made 7 other massive mistakes since then, and it remains to be seen if they'll successfully learn from them. The first mistake is this. Minecraft's older features are becoming out of place. There's a lot of examples I could give, but I value being concise.
The history of Minecraft.
Durability was added to Minecraft when the hardest item to get was a diamond chestplate. But over the years, with more enchantments and the addition of netherite, max gear is no longer a 30-minute task. So it doesn't really make sense for items to just randomly break. But durability is so iconic, Mojang can't just remove it.
Yeah.
So they had to find a workaround. They added mending. Initially, mending was just a rare drop from fishing, so it was powerful, but it was very hard to get.
Then, later on, presumably a different developer, in fact we can near guarantee it, added it as a trade that you could get from villagers, and then another update yet made it easier to refresh those villager trades, so you could try over and over and over again to get it until you had mending tradable.
Yeah, no, I did this. I've done this before. Yeah, I did get to the point. Yeah, I remember just literally trying so long. I think I spent like a good hour or two just trying to get that mending villager on, and I got it.
And then there were all of the discounts that came as part of that update, making mending very obtainable for cheap.
Quite frankly, even if this is a little bit clunky.
Yeah, no, I had a whole system set up.
I don't mind this system. If you like durability, you're free to not get mending. The rest of us can get it relatively easily. But Mojang still saw this as broken. So they added an experimental feature. Villager trade rebalancing. This means that villager trades would be less OP, but also certain trades would be locked to specific biomes. I can see the thought process. This means people would have to travel more, and it makes enchanted books generally harder to get. But frankly, dealing with setting up a villager trading hall is already more work than I ever feel like doing in a playthrough. Then if I also have to look up on the wiki to see which biome my librarian needs to be in, I'm just never actually going to do it. I guess my biggest issue is that it just seems kind of arbitrary and also overly wiki reliant. This is an ongoing thing. Mojang needs to find a way to address this and many of the other old features that have become out of place. Like the inventory system. It's tiny, especially with the sheer variety of bullshit you'll pick up during an average.
Oh yeah. That honestly, just add like a. Just make it bigger.
Playthrough. There's no way to sort it, and you lose all of the items when you die. Again, this was fine back when the hardest things to get were diamond armor, but these days it can end entire playthroughs. You'd be shocked at how many people play with keep inventory on. I know I do. I'm not
pussy.
Saying they should just immediately stop items dropping on death. I don't think that's the right solution, but they need to figure something out. Potions are also very out of place now. Most of them are way too short or expensive to be useful, and it's super confusing to figure out how to brew them in the first place. These old systems aren't so much.
That just sounds like coward talk to me. Huh. I will say though, for sure, I feel like, they don't last long. And the fact that they can't be stacked as well, I think that's the other thing. The fact that they can't be stacked either and take so much inventory space, which again affects the inventory issue, but that just makes it worse.
mistakes,
It makes it
as
so much
challenges
worse.
Mojang needs to find a way to approach. But either way, they need to find a way to make these older features mesh better with the new. That was a long tangent, so here's a title card to remind you what section this was.
Yeah.
Remember when I talked about how Mojang learned to not make Minecraft animals eat things that are toxic in real life?
Yeah.
Well, I think they took that too far. Fireflies were planned in the 1.19 update as a food source for the new frogs. But once again, the community pointed out that fireflies are toxic to frogs in real life. So instead of making it so frogs don't eat fireflies, they removed them entirely. Frogs eat tiny slimes instead, along with magma cubes, which makes them spawn froglights. It seems like the bigger reason for removing fireflies was that without that primary function as frog food, the scope is just too small to be worth adding. Luckily, more recently,
So they look pretty.
like a lot of people suggested at the time, they added fireflies just as ambience. So that's awesome. Clearly
Yeah.
they did learn from this, and it helped them adapt their quality bar with a bit more nuance. But one mistake they definitely haven't learned from is player chat reporting. This was an astronomically stupid decision. Their stated reason was to prevent grooming and harassment in multiplayer, but it was not limited to that. Even if a Minecraft server allowed something, someone could report that player to Mojang and potentially get their account banned from multiplayer completely. They probably did it to prevent bad press and because of pressure from Microsoft to make Minecraft more family friendly. Which sucks, because Microsoft still seems to think it's mostly a kid's game, when the average player is in their mid-20s. I actually have a whole video about that if you're...
I mean, yeah. I mean, how old is Minecraft again now? It's 15 years old now, right? Right? Hold on, wait. When was it? Yeah? Oof. It is, yeah. Ooh, yeah. No, I'm right on the money. Like 15 years old. 15 years old. 16 or 17. Was it? Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah. The public alpha. Yeah. Like, you're right. Yeah. You're more on the money. Like, yeah. So yeah, 16, 17. My man, the game is almost old enough to fucking go to college. Come on now. What are we?
I guess
what are
they
we
did it
doing?
for corporate reasons, but still, a terrible decision. Okay, have I freaked out enough yet? That's maybe what I would have said when it was first added, but now that it's actually been in the game, we can see how it's gone. Chat reporting has impacted basically nothing. Bedrock and Realms already had pretty built-in chat moderation, so chat reporting was mostly targeted at Java servers. But all of the Java servers just like bypassed it anyway. The system was implemented terribly and communicated even worse, but ultimately didn't end up really mattering. It's also worth noting that they specifically say they won't ban people for swearing through the system. To recap so far, Minecraft's older features like durability have started to get out of place, and chat reporting was like way too overblown. But on the bright side, they did a pretty good job listening to feedback on Fireflies. So okay, this was a lot of information, but let's get back to it. Mistake 4. Snapshot 25W02A. It removed a long-standing glitch that allowed players to move 2% faster diagonally and 41% faster when crouching. This broke a bunch of parkour maps, ruined diagonal crouch bridging, and made strafing a lot less useful in PvP. It even completely obliterated reverse diagonal ladder clutching. This was outrageous and preposterous. While this movement stuff was a bug to begin with, it wasn't really a bug that mattered. People just saw it as part of the game. Luckily, this change was reverted pretty quickly. But the same can't be said for a different snapshot that pissed off like every redstoner ever. First, Mojang attempted to eliminate directionality in redstone contraptions. Before this, a lot of redstone builds would only work while facing a certain direction. This may seem a bit archaic, but it was reliable. After this change, it's picked at random. Overall, this one's not that big of a deal though, or so I'm told. Probably gonna have to pin some corrections on this. There are also two big changes to minecarts that affected redstone. First, it's no longer possible to stack multiple minecarts on the...
Do you think a redstone engineer can easily transition into like a regular like space engineer, like a rocket engineer? You think that's possible? Yeah, right. Like I feel like I feel like it's not impossible. We might have to check. Is there Do you think I could? You think if I became a redstone engineer, you think I could get a job at NASA? I feel like it's possible. I feel like it's very, very possible. Oh, hi. Hey, thanks for the follow. Thank you. Might have to we might have to try some redstone engineering. What is on about? I'm on about the reality of the world.
Single rail. Second, minecarts now snap to the center of blocks, making it way harder to align them precisely. But finally, the biggest change in the update, they nerfed quasi-connectivity.
So QC is a property that applies to pistons, sticky pistons, droppers, and dispensers, where if you power them diagonally or one block above like this, and then you give them a block update, they will power. Now, Redstone Dust does not give as many block updates as it used to, which means setup like this won't power this piston anymore. Or setups like this, or setups like this.
Do I play any other games too? Yes, I do.
Or setups like this.
With all these changes, none of these builds will work anymore. I think this update happened because Microsoft values accessibility over the competitive scenes, so they got rid of unintuitive mechanics despite them being the basis for entire communities. This goes back to them seeing Minecraft as first and foremost a game for kids. So from that perspective, I guess it...
I mean, without a doubt, there's kids on here, on the game, right? But again, fucking, like, the game has been out for so long, and it has, you know, a lot of people grew up with it. I grew up with it, right?
It makes sense. These changes are still experimental, so it remains to be seen if they'll be made the default. But Mojang's response to the criticism has also been very subpar.
Just fix your stuff. Which is a crazy thing to say because a lot of stuff just isn't possible anymore.
Although it does appear they have made some progress and improved their minecart changes. I'm not a redstoner, but I do think removing complexity isn't necessarily a good thing. And in this case, it only seems to lower the skill ceiling rather than the skill floor. Again, my brain is way too small to understand this, so
I would rather like the ceiling be so high that you know, someone like me can't do much, right? But you know, anyone else who actually has a brain can make some crazy ass shit.
Pin corrections if I get something wrong here. Anyway, mistake 6. Remember mob votes and how they had a lot of problems? Another big issue with mob votes was the short voting windows that didn't properly accommodate all the time zones. And once it did accommodate all the time zones, the English community called it rigged! When the armadillo beat the crab in the most recent vote, everyone was shocked because public opinion seemed so heavily in favor of the crab. But honestly, I think the most likely explanation is just that since this was the first time the voting window was more than 24 hours, it gave people in other time zones more time to vote. Now, I could be wrong, but I would imagine a lot more non-English speaking votes were included, and this led to English speakers feeling alienated by the results and not even knowing what happened. Overall, though, people were just tired of the vote in general. This came to a head when my goat Jetstar made a video.
Again, just add the mobs. Just add the mobs. What's so hard about that?
On Mojang to stop the vote. This was a year before the armadillo disaster, but Jet also made another follow-up video on the mob vote after the armadillo vote, further turning public opinion against it as a whole. And eventually, probably unrelated, Mojang finally decided to cancel it. And then Jet made this bad tweet saying my job here is done before quitting YouTube.
Let's fucking go W.
Through this, Mojang learned that uniting their community by making updates people genuinely like is more important than engagement. So they're gonna add new mobs just without the vote. And then, the final mistake of this video. Remember how they learned not to overpromise things before they were a guarantee? And they started announcing less and putting it all in snapshots? I think they've kind of overcorrected that. In the same breath as stopping the mob vote, Mojang announced they'd replace yearly updates with smaller game drops. This may not seem like a big deal, and it kind of isn't, but I do think it leads to less hype.
Yeah.
The game drop trailers are nowhere near as highly viewed as the proper updates, which pretty much I think proves my point. Nearly everything in life follows this pattern. You do one thing, you find a problem with it, so you overcorrect until eventually you find the sweet spot. And I have a lot of hope that Mojang is still going to find a balance between hyping up and more frequent updates. That's actually got to be the nerdiest thing I've ever said. Microsoft has learned a lot since they bought Mojang. They've made a ton of mistakes, but they're clearly making progress and adapting based on each of them.
I mean, I still enjoy the game.
And I don't want to leave you with the impression that Mojang is some evil company that's never done anything right. In 2025, a modder named Fisk got hired.
I don't care. They're still evil. Off with their head.
By Mojang. Now, you may be wondering, who the hell is that? But you actually know more about him than you think. If you grew up on Minecraft YouTube, you've definitely seen his mods.
Oh, no way. He said Mojang, not Microsoft. Oh, sorry. Popular MMOs. Oh, Super Girl Gamer Gen, the goats. The actual goats. Oh, man. Oh.
Superheroes. Superhero, the advanced lightsabers mod. The lightsabers mod.
Oh man. Oh, you know, the recent stuff that happened with him, man, it breaks the heart. It really does, right? Bro was part of the childhood. Man. Oh, I'm glad he is, last time I saw that he was, trying to improve. He did relapse, but he's trying to, do better, rehab and all that. Man. Man, oh man. Has he uploaded since then? Hold on, wait. Let me check this out real quick. Hold on. I have to know. I have to know. Hold on. Hmm. 9 months ago. 9 months ago. Damn.
Mob Fusion mod, Elemental Swords mod. But how did this total hobbyist who refused to make money from his work end up getting a job at Mojang itself? In 2012, Fisk got introduced to Minecraft by his classmates. It was the first time he'd ever played a video game more than once. Something about it just captured his imagination. He pretty quickly found mods and mod packs like Check It and got inspired to make his own. Fisk had zero knowledge of programming, but he learned the basics of Java from YouTube tutorials, which for someone who was like 13, that's pretty impressive. So, the very first coding project Fisk ever finished was a mod called Realism Craft. It added rocks and sticks in place of punching trees. No one really played this except for Fisk himself, but I mean, that was the state of the community at the time. People made cool stuff for the sake of making cool stuff. Shortly after, he made a different mod called Elemental Swords. He didn't have any expectations for this mod either, but it started actually getting downloads. And one of these downloads was a certain YouTuber.
Which one? Yep. The goat. Oh, so nostalgic, so good.
Hey guys, it's Pat, and today it's gonna be a mod showcase on the Elemental Swords mod.
I was definitely in the fanboy territory.
And yes, that is a clip of me interviewing him. I somehow managed to land an interview with an actual Mojang developer. After Popular MMO's review, Fisk was beyond encouraged. His next mod was called Advanced Lightsabers, which was much more ambitious.
Now, there are lots of different types of crystals. This is essential for creating your lightsabers, and this recipe is 4 diamonds, just in a cross kind of shape like this, or a diamond, and then you're going to put your appropriate dye in the middle.
By this point, Fisk was already a pretty well-established modder. He'd built quite the name for himself in the modding community, especially on a site called Planet Minecraft. And one day, on the
Planet Minecraft,
forums, he met another modder named Geggy, but little did Fisk know.
Gege Akutami? Holy shit. So this is the birth of Jujutsu Kaisen.
She would change the trajectory of his
Gege's a woman? I didn't know that.
Fisk was immediately impressed by how good of a modder she was. It made him sort of realize he might be a bit richer in the ideas department.
Smash?
Than actual coding.
Let's remember, this guy was young. We don't know how old she was. All right, calm down,
let's
Sam.
Just say a big mess of spaghetti held together by duct tape.
But they only really got to know each other when they decided to do a mod battle. Not like Cash and Nico 1000 zombies versus some bullshit. This is different. They both had the same prompt, Mob Fusion, and then they'd each make a mod and post them on the forums to let people vote on who won. Totally for fun. Fisk did end up winning though, since he's the main character.
Can I get her mom? Oh, true. Yo, her mom single? Her dad single? Gee.
And of course the GOAT had to drop another review.
Oh, yeah.
Too. But because of this contest, Fisk and Geki became good friends. And the more they hung out, the more Fisk realized he had a lot to learn. He managed to convince Geki to work together on his next mod, the Transformers mod. And this was huge because he learned how to code his mods to a much higher standard. The Transformers mod was a big step up from his previous work, and he did pretty well. But it was nothing compared to what Fisk would make next. The magnet opal of his entire modding career. He was obsessed with superheroes, especially the Flash, and he really wanted a way to play as him in Minecraft. But the existing superhero mods were pretty underwhelming. They boiled down to retextured armor with, I guess, potion of...
Yeah. No, I remember some of these mods too. Also, nah, this one's a little bit more sadder. Remember SkyBoi's Minecraft? Fuck, I remember him too. Oh, another YouTuber I used to watch, but unlike Pat, where I feel sorry for Pat, right? And I hope for the best for him. I look at Sky and I'm like, how the mighty have fallen. That one hurts on a just like I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed in you.
Effects. Fisk wanted to push it further, so for the Flash, he implemented these cool looking speed trails. And this higher quality actually got the mod a bit of hype, even before it was officially released. Over time, he came up with these other cool ideas, like growing and shrinking abilities for Ant-Man, or these custom trick arrows for Green Arrow. And then it snowballed from there into adding the entire MCU and superheroes in general. The ideas just kept flowing, and it was way too late to turn back. This mod became Fisk's Superheroes, and this is the superhero mod from like every YouTube video. Guess which enormous fan reviewed this one too. But over time, the mod started to run into a problem. When Fisk started working on it, 1.7 was still the latest version, so that's the version the mod was made in. But when 1.8 came out, Mojang overhauled the item and block rendering completely, so features he had come to rely on, like animated models, didn't have a straightforward replacement. Then 1.9's combat changes were really difficult to implement to all the existing superhero abilities, and as years went by, he just focused on adding new content rather than updating the version. But one day, 1.7 was 10 years old and his mod was still stuck on it. At this point, porting the mod would mean remaking it from the ground up. It's not like he could just have someone update it for him either. There weren't any other skilled enough modders who'd want to take on someone else's mod unless they're passionate about it, and if they're passionate about it, chances are they already have a similar mod of their own.
True.
It's not off the table that it'll get an update, but there's not any concrete plans. So, because the mod was stuck on such an ancient version...
Should we play it? I kind of want to play it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to tap in. Hold on, wait. Fisk's Superheroes. I kind of want to play it. I'm not gonna lie.
It slowly faded towards irrelevancy. And as time went on, Fisk didn't know how much more modding
people don't
he
know.
He
Don't
really
know fun or
enjoyed his time in
whimsy.
the community, but programming was never really his thing in the first place. Mods were the only reason he coded at all, and he had tons of other passions he wanted to pursue. Modding was just a hobby. Hobbies can come and go.
Damn.
So he spent more and more time studying another passion, linguistics. He made a whole
Oh,
5-year
shit.
plan for how he'd master the subject and generally put modding on the back burner.
Yo, that's
It
kind
was
of cool.
bittersweet leaving it behind to an extent, but it made sense. Fast forward to 2022. Fisk's longtime modder friend Gegi saw a job opening at Mojang.
Gege Akutami. Gege wanted to work on Minecraft, but because he didn't get the job, and so instead he went to Shonen Jump.
And actually managed to land it.
Oh, so Gege Akutami worked at Minecraft. Something happened, and then he made JJK. I see.
Fisk was super
Or
proud
she
and
made
happy
him. My
for her.
apologies.
But after she got the job, Fisk saw firsthand how she had less and less time for modding. It was sad in a way. This big part of their shared history became increasingly irrelevant to her. And even though he was kind of in the same boat, this inspired him to get back into it a little bit. Fisk never used AdFly links or even posted his superhero mod to CurseForge because he didn't want to make any money from it. This meant Fisk's Superheroes was both stuck on an ancient version and also stuck on planet fucking Minecraft. No wonder no one was downloading it. But Fisk decided to compromise a bit by uploading his mod to CurseForge. He still didn't want this to be his job, but he recognized that CurseForge was the place to be if you want your mods to get downloads. That being said, having your mod stuck on such an ancient version normally would still be career suicide. But, to Fisk's shock, his mod was the exception. It got a massive second win on CurseForge. It literally refused to die. Let me kind of show you why. This isn't part of Fisk's Superheroes, but like, come on. Hell yeah! Oh my god, I love this mod. Anyway, for a 1.7.10 mod, this is insanely well made. Oh, that's so sick, dude.
That looks so
It's
good.
just so polished. And they've got this whole like hero pack system here where you can like install like user content. Then they got this whole dimension. Superman's got some cool ones too.
freeze breath, heat vision. The flight is really cool. Iron Man also has really cool flight, but this flight, I really like this flight.
Oh, I want to play
go
it.
back to 1.7.10 specifically to play this mod. In the 3 years it's been on CurseForge, it's gotten over 4 million downloads. And on Planet
And I'm gonna
Minecraft,
be
it
one
only
of
had
them.
700,000. To be fair, he also had it on his own website in the past that had a few million downloads there, a few 100,000 on Technic Launcher, and probably plenty on stolen mod repost sites. Total, maybe around 10 million. Which means, in the past 3 years, this ancient mod has nearly doubled in downloads. This was super encouraging, so he put out updates a bit more frequently. And
Download Prism launcher is easier to download mod there. Really? Really? Hold on. Okay. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
people loved it.
The abilities that some of these guys have is honestly next level.
That's how things stayed for a couple years. But
in
2025, Geggy told Fisk about another job opening at Mojang.
Oh, she.
Geggy encouraged Fisk to apply since it'd be nice to have another friend on the team. But Fisk's first thought was,
that's cool and all, but do I want to?
It probably comes as no surprise that working for Mojang is his dream job. But at
The
this point,
linguistics.
he was planning to apply to university to study linguistics in like a month. 3 years into his 5-year plan, literally a month before he applied to university, he heard about the position. He always viewed Minecraft stuff as a side hobby anyway, so it's scary changing everything you've imagined for yourself in a single instant.
Yeah,
it took
I
Fisk
mean,
an
it-
entire week to decide whether he even should apply.
It'd be like
He was
that.
worried he'd regret it no matter what he did. Would you rather apply and live with maybe not getting it, or not apply and never have to know the answer? But eventually, Fisk decided not to be a pussy and he went for it.
Hey,
Fisk obviously
there
doesn't
we
come
go.
from a traditional programming background, so he was nervous.
Dum, 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 dum,
Hey,
dum,
Mr.
dum.
Fisk, just calling to let you know some news regarding your recent Mojang job application.
Okay. You're fired.
We have decided to move forward with you at this time.
Wait, what? What was that? Smacks lips grossly.
We have decided to move forward with you at this time.
Wait, what? Can you repeat that?
We've decided not to circle back on this issue and move forward with you at this time.
So I got the job?
He got the job!
W.
It took Fisk a long time to settle into the reality that this was actually happening. Why him? Well, he may not have been the best programmer, but he had one thing other applicants didn't. He'd already worked with the Minecraft codebase for years. They wouldn't have to introduce him to anything because this was basically the job he was already doing. But even beyond that, the hero pack system he developed, where players could make new superheroes without even coding, was probably especially interesting to Mojang. I'm guessing because of that specific experience on hero packs, Fisk's job is on Java Edition on the platform side, which means most of his work isn't actually adding new content directly. Think like server infrastructure rather than adding the Creek or whatever.
If you find the game boring, I got nothing to do with that. If you find the game buggy, though, you can blame me.
Fisk is, to my best estimation, only the 12th modder to be hired. It's getting less and less rare over time.
Ooh, okay. Okay, wait. Gege Akutami. Damn, that's actually that's kind of hype. Phenom the goat.
But still, a really impressive feat. So, dream come true, and he got to be reunited with Geggy again. I do find it interesting he got hired to do bug fixes and infrastructure because I feel like his creativity stands out to me a lot more than his technical abilities. I mean,
Yeah.
he has those too, but I hope he manages to get more of a decision-making role because I think he'd be really good at it. It's only been a few months since he was hired though, so anything is
Oh, wait, really? That's
possible.
recent.
I really like that Mojang keeps hiring modders like this. It feels like logical and it makes sense. But it also goes to show how much they actually do respect and care about their community, even if sometimes people may disagree with the decisions they make.
Yeah.
But there's one modder who's infinitely more iconic and was one of the first to be hired.
What if I told you this and this were created by the same person? In 2009, King B-Dogs, whose real name is Brandon, stumbled across Minecraft for the first time. He was immediately impressed.
Oh.
In his eyes, you'd have to be a genius to code something like this.
You'd have to be a genius to code something like this.
Brandon promptly forgot it looked difficult and became a mod developer. For his first mod, he picked something pretty simple, and it is the most 2010 thing I've heard in my entire life.
What?
Are you
Tell me.
ready?
Tell me.
Chickens drop 9,000 diamonds on death, and it crashes your game each time. A couple months later, Brandon begins
Nice.
work on the first mod he plans to actually release. It's really interesting going back and looking at this because it's such a product of its time. Instead of using Discord, he uses IRC chat rooms, and instead of using Forge or Fabric, he uses this thing called Mod Loader. Anyway, the mod added things like obsidian tools, friendly creepers, and custom swords, and it was creatively named after himself, calling it King's Mods. Overall, it had a pretty adventure-y feel, which we'll see expanded on in the future. This mod was actually pretty revolutionary for its time. Since there were so few mods, it was one of the only ones adding anything substantial, but it was nothing compared to what comes next. Bacon blocks, adding raw and cooked blocks of, after that one, the Aether. The idea—
Oh, yep. Oh, so, oh.
The idea for the mod was originally inspired by a forum user named Grey Acumen, who talked about wanting a dimension opposite of Minecraft's Nether. Brandon liked this idea a lot, and shortly after, he announced the Aether mod.
Oh, I remember trying to do that shit not knowing it was a mod. Holy.
The announcement teases all of these features he's managed to code in literally under a week. By this point, it was clear to everyone that Brandon had a natural talent for code. Over time, he hired a few of his modder friends to help him with the project, and just 138 days after the original announcement, which is like 1.5 days videos, the team released the
we did all of that. Yeah,
first ever version of the Aether.
Yeah.
The mod added a new dimension.
It was so common, and it broke so many little kids' heart. It broke my heart.
Also called the Aether, inspired by Brandon's perception of what heaven would look like in Minecraft.
Floating islands? Okay. Giant flying attack clouds. Unique and deadly weapons.
Okay, what is this? Because it's not heaven, that's for sure.
Despite, the discrepancies, for its time, it was pretty insane. I mean, it still even holds up today, if I'm being honest. There's these dungeons that spawn across the world, and each of them
I never actually played it, though.
These exciting weapons when you kill them.
I thought it was
revolutionized what was considered possible in Minecraft. Brandon also knew what people wanted. The end dimension didn't exist yet, so the demand for something like the Aether was incredibly high. With all of that considered, it was just like the best mod, and that's reflected in the download count. 5 million. Except I actually lied. What? Because it's 15 million. Modern mods obviously have way more, so let me put that number in perspective. By the end of the mod's peak in 2012, Minecraft had only sold 15 million copies. And on top of that, the Cursed Forge page was created much more recently. I honestly think 15 million does not do this mod justice. A similar Minecraft thing from that time was Skyblock, which still has 4 million less than the Aether. The impact of the mod on the Minecraft community was wild. There were so many YouTubers hyping it up that this tutorial on how to build an Aether portal got 30 million views. This video is so sick.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's the fucking one. That's the one that made us all believe, and it broke our hearts.
Really, look at all the comments saying that when they were little, they thought they could do it in vanilla. So
yep.
Cute. With the Aether mod being so popular.
Hey, so me and my girls heard you made the Aether mod?
Sorry, as I was saying, with the Aether
damn well he got mad, Punani.
Mod being so popular, Brandon created his own YouTube channel to document his other projects. And one of these projects was a mod called the Aether 2. The new version had more biomes, a stats system, and multiplayer compatibility, which is something players had been wanting for a while. The new mod was released only 2 years after the first one, but it didn't do nearly as well. In my personal experience with it, it was a bit confusing and it feels too different from the first one. This is not an Aether portal. Who are you? So I just found myself going back to the original when I wanted to replay it a few years ago. Despite the sequel doing a little bit worse than the original, the Aether is still one of the most recognizable mods of all time. But Brandon was getting tired of just making Aethers over and over again, and he needed to think outside the box. He needed to create something new that's even more revolutionary than the Aether itself.
What do you do?
Unless you've been on a modding team before, you've probably never heard of it, but Orbis introduced a new game mode called Designer. It's a little like World Edit, letting you make big changes to huge areas of blocks really quickly. The difference here is it also has procedural terrain generation. And I understand some people aren't as smart as me, so that's for biomes or giant structures or whatever. In the past, a programmer would have to spend a lot of time implementing a builder's vision to actually be able to use it. But with Orbis, builders could export it in a format that could be used right away. This helped to lower the barrier of entry for making massive content mods like the Aether, and it had a huge impact on the modding industry. Or that's what I would have said had it not been released in 2018. See, while the project was started in 2014, it took 4 years to make, and by that point there were already plenty of solutions for working with builders. It looks like they didn't bother finishing it or even maintaining it at all. It was really technically impressive, but it only has about 19,000 downloads today.
Ooh, that's rough.
By this point, Brandon had proven he was capable of making his crazy ideas actually happen, so when he applied to work at Mojang, he was obviously denied. That's right, the first time he applied, it was for a senior position he wasn't nearly qualified.
Okay, senior position. I mean, come on now. Come on now. All right, you're in too far up your own ass, Brandon. Come on now.
Applied for it because that was the only position I saw at the time, and I was kind of desperate to try and break in.
Luckily, he saw a tweet about a new game developer position opening up, and he leaped at the opportunity. He'd already updated his CV recently, which is a bit like a resume, but even so, he didn't think he'd be accepted. To Brandon's disbelief, however, he did hear back and got constant calls and interviews from the Mojang office. It must have been a pretty surreal experience for him since he'd loved the game for nearly a decade at this point. However, it wasn't looking super promising. No job had been offered. That wasn't until finally he received word that they were interested, but they had to meet him in person. So, in a last-ditch attempt to snag the position, he flew all the way from Australia to Minecon 2019 in Nashville. His first impression would have to be perfect, but it just might work. And his prayers were answered in December of 2019 when he was finally offered a job. He moved to Sweden a month later to join the team in earnest. Since Brandon was the new guy, he was pretty eager to please.
All right, who wants to code this one?
Not it.
Not it.
I'll do it.
Really?
Some of the other developers even had doubts on if the Strider was a good idea. I mean, it's pretty different from other mobs, and there was a real risk the community would hate it. Brandon took it as a challenge, though, and spent hours
damn, why can't I have this cool of a story?
Creating what he believed to be the perfect take on it. And looking back, like, he kind of succeeded. He made the Strider cute and vanilla enough to where it was a pretty well-liked addition to the game. He also developed the Soul Speed enchantment, which was controversial at first since it reduced armor durability. Many players thought it might not even be worth using, but when the update finally
become a coder and make a mod, we'll see. What kind of mod should I make? Look, straight up, if I became like a modder, right? Let's say we started doing like modding streams, right? We try to make a mod. Like, what kind of mods would we make, right? That is the question. What mods would we make? A gotcha mod? I mean, Lucky Blocks. Wait, that's already a thing. What about waifu mods? Adding your waifus on here. It's like a more, a less a safe Jetty kind of deal. You know what I mean?
It became an enchantment players wouldn't traverse.
No, I'd probably go all the way. I'm not gonna lie.
Through working on these more controversial features, Brandon learned how the Minecraft community worked and what they would and wouldn't accept. Because of his ability to handle controversy, he's kind of become the face of new cutting-edge Minecraft features. His Twitter is the community's main source for teasers and leaks of new updates.
Look at this leak Mojang doesn't want you to know about. Dude, nobody believes you.
This would carry over to his YouTube channel where he'd post a new video. This time, it was a teaser for a new boss he'd been working on. The Warden. That's right, Brandon created the Warden and a big chunk of the Deep Dark in general, which went on to be one of the most highly regarded updates ever. And then fast forward to now, do the upcoming features not scream Aether mod to you? Brandon's influence is obvious. Minecraft is adding a new dungeon structure with dozens of block variants, procedural generation, and a new mini-boss, which just so happens to be air-themed. Also included in the update is an auto-crafting block, which is very clearly inspired by the modded content from Ender.io or similar mods, which Brandon was intimately aware of. I think, like, genuinely, in the time he's worked at Mojang and, like, leading up to it, he's the second most important person in Minecraft.
Oh yeah, that is the one thing. After you actually kill it, you get nothing. You actually get jack shit for it. Yeah, it doesn't satisfy. Yeah, that is for sure the one thing about it. Like, you really should, like, get something out of it, or like a shit ton of materials that make it worth it. Because right now it's just kind of, just like, oh, I killed it. What is the effect? My pride, I guess.
History.
Yeah, that's
coming
the only
only
thing.
behind Notch himself. This man created the Aether, a tool that could have revolutionized mod development, Striders, Soul Speed, and the f***ing Warden. Oh yeah, and did I mention that he's an organizer for a Minecraft event that's raised $220,000 for 5 different charities? This
actual W.
With any company that reaches Mojang's size, there's enough people that there's really no morally consistent narrative about whether this company is good or bad. They've done great things, but they have a lot of skeletons in their closet.
Look, here's the thing. I will say this. We can just blame Mojang or Microsoft. Because at the end of the day, fuck Microsoft, fuck Sony, fuck Nintendo, and yes, even you, Valve.
By the way, real quick, all my videos are now on Spotify as a podcast. I know a lot of you listen in the background anyway, and if you
I
have
do not discriminate.
Spotify Premium, they're ad-free. It also supports me more to listen there than on YouTube, so link in the description, and have a great rest of your day. If you enjoyed this video, you'd probably enjoy the one on screen about how Minecraft videos, as of recently, have gotten more and more scripted.
I mean, no shit. I feel like we know we can blame Mr. Beast. We can blame Mr. Beast. Ah, man, that was a good video. That was a great history lesson. Actual W video. Damn. You know what? I really just wanted to relax today. And so we put on Minecraft and we watched this genuinely really entertaining video. And very informative too. Man, W recommendation, Sam. Good on you. You did good for once. Or you know what? Nah, I'll give you credit. Another banger. But yeah. Okay, man. Oh man, that was really interesting, man. I do want to try that superhero mod. I really do want to try it. But I think that's gonna be it for today. I think we watched this video longer than we played the fucking game. But that's how we do it here. That is how we do it here. But anyways, as always, have a good day, good evening, good night, good afternoon, good morning. Drink water, hug your mother, tell your dad you love him. And that's going to be it from me for tonight. Thank you if you stopped by, even if it was just for a second. And that's going to be it from me. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.